Have you ever wondered what you would do if you could travel through time? Imagine the thrill of journeying to the past, reliving treasured memories, or even altering events that didn't go as planned. Or perhaps you'd prefer a sneak peek into the future, a chance to see what's in store for you. The concept of time travel has always captivated the human mind. This fascination is not a recent phenomenon. It has been deeply entrenched in our collective psyche, from ancient folklore to modern pop culture. It's a recurring theme in literature manifested in countless novels and stories. The allure of time travel has also permeated the realms of cinema. Blockbuster movies, indie films, and everything in between have explored this concept, each offering a unique perspective on the tantalizing prospect of time manipulation. But could time travel ever be more than just a figment of our imagination? Consider the movie Time Lapse, a thrilling exploration of this very question. Imagine an ordinary day. You stumble upon a peculiar machine that spits out pictures of your life 24 hours into the future. It's intriguing, isn't it? This is the basic premise of Time Lapse, a movie that takes a unique spin on the concept of time travel. Unlike the traditional time machine that physically transports you back and forth in time, Time Lapse introduces a device that merely peeks into the future. This isn't your typical time travel story of altering the past or preventing the future. It's about the tantalizing lure of foresight and the profound consequences it brings. Our protagonists are three friends, living an ordinary life until they discover this extraordinary machine. With every photograph, they get a glimpse of what their tomorrow holds. This seemingly magical window into the future becomes a part of their everyday life. But, as you'd expect, knowing the future isn't as simple as it appears. The movie brilliantly portrays how this knowledge starts to manipulate their actions, relationships, and eventually their very existence. It raises thought-provoking questions about free will, fate, and the very nature of time. Time Lapse doesn't just dabble in the complexity of time travel, it plunges headfirst into it. It delves into the psychological, ethical, and emotional implications of knowing the future. The film cleverly uses the time machine as a catalyst to explore human nature, our deep-seated fears, aspirations, and the lengths we'd go to protect our destiny. What's particularly captivating about Time Lapse is its ability to keep the audience on the edge of their seats with a gripping narrative while subtly exploring the intricacies of time travel. It's not just a sci-fi thriller, it's a profound reflection on the human condition through the lens of time. And while we won't spoil the movie's twists and turns, we can assure you that the future becomes more than just a series of events. It becomes a ticking time bomb, a puzzle to solve, a secret to guard. In Time Lapse, the future becomes a dangerous game of survival. But what does science have to say about all this? Could time travel ever be possible? Well, the answer is more complex than a simple yes or no. The concept of time travel is deeply rooted in the fabric of modern physics. Let's dive into it, shall we? First off, let's talk about a man who needs no introduction, Albert Einstein. His theory of relativity, which revolutionized the way we understand the universe, has some interesting implications for time travel. According to Einstein, space and time are not two separate entities but intertwined in a four-dimensional space-time continuum. What's fascinating is that this continuum is not rigid, rather it's flexible and can be warped by mass and energy. This warping effect results in what we perceive as gravity. Now here's where time travel comes into play. Einstein's equations suggest that if space-time can be bent, then it could be bent so much that it loops back on itself, creating a wormhole. These are theoretical tunnels through space-time. If they exist and if we could somehow navigate them, they could potentially provide shortcuts to distant parts of the universe or different times. So, can we definitively say time travel is possible? Not quite. But has science completely ruled it out? Also, not quite. The theories and equations suggest it might be possible under the right circumstances and with the right technology. So, while time travel remains a scientific mystery, it's not entirely outside the realm of possibility. However, if time travel were possible, it could give rise to some mind-bending paradoxes. Paradoxes, by their very nature, are concepts that defy logic or conventional understanding. Now, combine that with time travel, and you've got yourself a cocktail of conundrums that could make even the sharpest mind dizzy. Take the grandfather paradox, for instance. Imagine, if you will, a time traveler journeying back to an era before they were born, and accidentally, or intentionally, causing their own grandfather's demise. This would mean their parents, and subsequently they themselves, would never come into existence. But then, who was it that traveled back in time in the first place? It's a circular argument, A snake eating its own tail, a paradox. Then there's the bootstrap paradox, named after the phrase, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Let's say a time traveler brings a book from the future to a past author who then copies this book and publishes it. This book becomes famous, survives through the ages, and the time traveler picks it up in the future only to take it back to the past. It begs the question, who wrote the book? This paradox suggests that objects or information can exist without ever having been created. To complicate things further, quantum physics suggests that both the grandfather and bootstrap paradoxes could be resolved through the existence of multiple timelines or parallel universes. Every decision or action could spawn an infinite number of alternate realities. These paradoxes pose fascinating questions about the very nature of time itself. Are we prisoners of time's arrow, forever bound by its relentless march forward, or is time a more malleable fabric that we might one day learn to fold and manipulate? Only time will tell. How does Time Lapse deal with these paradoxes, you ask? Well, the magic of this movie lies in its unique approach to time travel and the inherent paradoxes it brings along. In the realm of time travel, paradoxes are like the tricky riddles of a sphinx, challenging yet intriguing. They're the puzzles that scientists and philosophers have been trying to solve for centuries. In Time Lapse, these paradoxes are not just mere footnotes in the storyline, they are the very essence of it. The movie does not shy away from the paradoxical nature of time travel. Rather, it embraces it with gusto. The characters in Time Lapse are thrown into a world where the future can be glimpsed through a mysterious machine. This twist brings the concept of paradoxes to the fore. The characters aren't just grappling with the implications of knowing the future, they are struggling with the paradoxical loop of cause and effect. What sets Time Lapse apart is its subtle and nuanced handling of the paradoxes. The movie doesn't present a sugar-coated version of time travel. It dives into the murky waters of paradoxes and emerges with a narrative that's as complex as it is captivating. It forces the characters, and by extension us, the viewers, to question the linearity of time and the implications of meddling with it. The movie explores the idea of a self-fulfilling prophecy, a classic paradox in time travel. It plays with the idea that if you know your future, you might act in a way that will ensure that the future happens, which in turn raises the question, are we shaping our future, or is the future shaping us? The characters in Time Lapse are caught in this entangled web of time, constantly walking on a tightrope between what's known and what's uncertain. They're stuck in a loop, living out their future before it even happens. It's a dance with time, where every step could lead to a paradox. In Time Lapse, the characters must navigate this perplexing and precarious terrain. They're forced to confront the paradoxes of time travel head-on, and in doing so, they provide us with a thrilling exploration of time, fate, and the nature of reality itself. Beyond the science and the paradoxes, there is another aspect to consider: the morality of time travel. Time travel is an intriguing concept, one that stirs our imagination and challenges our perception of reality. But beyond the scientific complexities and the paradoxes, there's a profound question that often gets overlooked. Is time travel ethical? Imagine for a moment that we've cracked the code to time travel. We have the ability to revisit the past or explore the future. But with this power comes a great responsibility. Would it be right to alter past events and rewrite history? Or should we respect the natural flow of time, leaving things as they are? Consider the movie Time Lapse. Without revealing too much, the characters in the film are presented with a unique opportunity. They catch a glimpse into the future, and this knowledge impacts their present decisions. But does this make their actions justifiable? Or is it a misuse of power, a breach of the natural order? The morality of time travel isn't just about the potential to change things, it's also about the ethical implications of knowing what's going to happen. If you knew the future, would it be right to use that knowledge for personal gain, or would it be a moral obligation to use it for the betterment of society? One could argue that time travel, in essence, provides an unfair advantage. It disrupts the level playing field, creating a divide between those who can manipulate time and those who can't. Moreover, the concept of time travel raises questions about free will and determinism. If the future is predestined and can be seen, do we truly have the freedom to shape our own destiny, or are we just puppets bound by the strings of time? In Time Lapse, the characters are faced with these moral dilemmas, with life-altering consequences. Time travel might be a fascinating concept, but it's not without its moral complexities. As we continue to explore this idea, we must also consider the ethical implications that come with it. Because at the end of the day, just because we can do something doesn't necessarily mean we should. So, if time travel were possible, how would it change our world? Imagine for a moment a world where time is no longer a one-way street, but a vast, navigable ocean. The possibility of time travel would radically transform our perception of reality. On a societal level, it could usher in an era of unprecedented scientific advancement. We could witness the Big Bang, the extinction of the dinosaurs, or the construction of the pyramids firsthand. History would no longer be a subject of study but an experience, a living, breathing entity. But like all powerful tools, time travel could also be a Pandora's box of potential pitfalls. The concept of causality, the bedrock of our understanding of the universe, could be upended. If we could change past events, would we still be responsible for our actions? Could we even be certain of the reality we inhabit? On a personal level, time travel might seem like a panacea for regret. Missed opportunities, lost love, words left unsaid, all could be revisited and rewritten. But this could also lead us down a dangerous path. Would we become prisoners of our past, constantly rewriting our lives in a quest for perfection? Would the present lose its urgency, its vitality, its vibrancy? Furthermore, the availability of time travel could create a profound inequality. Who gets to travel through time? Who decides which events are worth changing? These questions raise serious ethical and moral dilemmas that we might not be equipped to handle. The potential for misuse is staggering. Would time travel be weaponized, leading to a new kind of warfare? Could it be used to erase cultures, histories, entire civilizations? The film Time Lapse explores some of these themes, providing a cautionary tale of the dangers of tampering with time. The characters are given a glimpse into their future, and their attempts to manipulate it led to tragic consequences. The world of Time Lapse gives us a glimpse into this potential reality. The concept of time travel, then, remains a tantalizing enigma. As we journey through the mesmerizing maze of time travel, we've seen its depiction in Time Lapse, explored the scientific theories that dare to explain it, and grappled with the mind-bending paradoxes it presents. We've pondered the moral dilemmas that arise when we imagine altering the course of history, and speculated on the profound impact such power could have on our world. The allure of time travel lies in its uncharted territory, in the mysteries yet to be unraveled. It captivates our imagination, offering a tantalizing blend of fantasy and potential reality. It encourages us to question the nature of time itself, and our place within its relentless flow. Whether time travel remains a fascinating fiction or becomes a future reality, one thing is certain: our fascination with it is timeless. So, as we continue to probe the enigma of time travel, we embrace the mystery, the possibility, and the intrigue it perpetually provides. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating time and space-related content.